You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
Question, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. Like get into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that
but
bullshit.
listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like
Ain't no shame in that. There's a lot of
he never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you. I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit. See him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit. Like I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You ask me, I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes? You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys. You heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm a changed man. Stephen Law, can you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
y'all
but look how you dress. Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And the things
I can be in the church house. You can't ever Nas lyrically. I don't know who told you that. Now look, I know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on, Jim. Hold on.
That shirt too tight.
Hold on.
Jimmy. You want to go back to I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back to the history, bro.
But you didn't even say that,
bro. Don't do that, bro. That
shirt
I
got a question.
Let stick up for itself and meet me in a booth for something if we want to do something historical.
Nas say he don't do that no more. Nas say he don't do that
because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You are capping. That's what you're doing.
First of all, bro,
you are capping. I'm a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are capping.
First of all, I'm 57. I don't be singing no rap. I don't be singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand, but you don't
get
know
him hot.
You don't know Nas.
You better check the podcast space. Now you better talk.
Sing 16.
Hey, this the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Name one Nas record.
This the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Do you know
podcast you been on better than this one?
Hold on. We off topic. Hold on.
This is what I do. You see
name a podcast you been on bigger than this one. When you get big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I do.
Nas get invited to Club Shay Shay. Jadakiss get invited to Club Shay Shay. You not on that level yet, bro.
It's for little young white girls. Chill out. Chill out. Don't play with me, bro. Chill out.
Off topic.
You dealing with the wrong one, bro.
Right here, bro.
I don't care nothing about nothing that shit you got to say, bro. You might as well take me off this.
We here. You can't out
Leave
talk
me alone, bro.
You might can out rap me, but you can't out talk me.
Don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets. Nobody rushing to go to.
Biggest podcast you ever been on.
Club Shay Shay.
Hey,
you got a good podcast.
You get an invite.
You do got a good podcast.
Nobody listening to me.
The podcast is tremendous. You and Ocho do your thing, but don't get it twisted, bro. I don't care nothing about no.
We supposed to be talking about music and love and embracing one another and culture and having fun.
We ain't gonna let it come out here and disrespect Nas and Jada. That ain't gonna happen on here. Now, where were we?
Why you keep putting Jada into this? What's wrong with you? What?
Koofy smacker. I smacked the koofy off your mother head. What up, my people? You tuned into the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. Jim Jones violated Shannon Sharpe. After Shannon Sharpe tried to stick up for and confront Jim Jones about saying he was a better rapper than Nas. Now let's break this down. He was on the Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharpe podcast, right? Shannon Sharpe is like, "You smoke, right, Jim?" Set him up, straight set him up. He said, "You smoke, right, Jim?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Was you smoking when you said you was a better rapper than Nas?" He said, at first he said, "Yeah, I probably was smoking." Then they proceeded to get into a heated exchange. And look, if you don't know, Jim Jones said on he was on one of the podcasts, he said that he was a better rapper. He said, check the billboards, he got more billboard hits than Nas. He said he's a better rapper than Nas. And he did address the billboard thing. He was wrong. He was wrong. Nas got like 27 albums on the Billboard top 200. Jim Jones got 9. Okay, so he addressed that. He said he got the numbers mixed up. He messed up with that. Yeah, he said. But as far as influence, and Shannon Sharpe brought this up. He said that lyrically, as a lyricist, yes, Nas is a better lyricist than Jim Jones. But as far as influence and influence on the game and on the hearts and minds of the people, Jim Jones is a people's champ. He had the people. Not only did it was a Jim Jones, but it was Dipset. It was all of that move. The whole movement was just bigger than what Nas was doing. And he said he big up Nas. He said he listened to Nas when he was in high school. The first album, Illmatic, classic. And this is where I don't agree with Jim Jones. He said that after Belly was dope, he said, but after Belly, he said he was through. Not true, because Nas had a whole nother run when him and Jay-Z battled and beat. They had a more that Stillmatic album. I ain't saying that's a classic, but it had some hits on it, and he destroyed the top rapper of that era, Jay-Z. He destroyed him in a rap battle, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to who can rap better and who has more influence. Because at the time, even though Jay-Z lost the battle, he still had more influence. Nas just made he made a classic diss record. He just made a way better diss than Jay-Z. But Jay-Z is no doubt a bigger artist, and even with the numbers wise, he's a bigger artist. But Jay-Z took an L in that battle. And Jim Jones said that after Belly, Nas was through. Now he had a whole nother run with Stillmatic and that whole beef, Ether. He had a whole nother run, right? And these are two, like, Jim Jones was listening to Nas when he was in high school. So while they're kind of close in age, they were really they're kind of from two different eras a little bit. They crossed. They had some cross section, but in 2002, and Jim Jones brought this up too. He said you ever heard of a Kufi list? He said look up Kufi list. Jim Jones said it, and Jim Jones got a famous line where he said he'll smack the Kufi off of Nas's mother effing head, right? And he put it in songs and stuff that was like really viral at the time. He said he's a Kufi smacker, because him and Nas for just out of nowhere dissed Cameron back in 2002, and they both crews, Jim Jones included, they started going back and beefing with Nas, going back and forth. The crews got involved, and there probably was some scuffles, some skirmishes. But yeah, he brought that up too. And he said, look, he got 40 and 50-year-olds panties in a bunch because I said I'm a better rapper than Nas. He was violating Shannon Sharpe. He told him that his shirt was too tight. He told him, what else he told him? He said he don't be in the places that he be in. But this is what I'm talking about. This is why Jim Jones is on my list of top 5 rappers of all time. Because when I was coming up, there was no bigger movement than the Diplomats and the Jim Jones movement. There really wasn't. You could say G Unit. Yeah, G Unit. They had a great run. They came up at the exact same time that Diplomats did and Jim Jones did. So you could say G Unit had a big influence too, but Diplomats was right up there. Like Jim Jones, people are still dressing like Jim Jones today. Like he had so much influence as far as fashion, the style, the slang, everything. He had so much influence at that time. Everybody was rocking. Cameron had everybody rocking pink. all that. And Jim Jones said that don't nobody want to come to Club Shay Shay. He kind of he dissed him a little bit. Shannon Sharpe was like, look, you better go check the podcast. He told Jim Jones you ain't been on a bigger podcast. I don't think that's true. I don't know if that ain't the biggest podcast right now. Maybe in sports, it maybe not even in sports for real. But they got into heated shit. And for a minute, Jim Jones was about to walk out. He said, I'm about to be done. I thought he was gonna walk out, and then chat. It cooled down a little bit, and then they started talking about other stuff. But Jim Jones reverted back to 2002. Jim Jones reverted straight back. Like, he took that as disrespect. Him even questioning him about saying he's a better rapper than Nas. Lyrically, like I said, no. Nas can rap circles around Jim Jones. But can Jim rap too? Yeah. Jim has a flow and a style. It's more of his style and his flow that makes Jim such a good artist and such a good rapper. And like I said, the movement, it was just everything around Jim Jones and the whole Diplomats movement and the songs. Ballin' was viral at the time. Summer with Miami, classic album. His first album to me is classic. And then after that, it kind of after the first two albums, classic to me, Jim Jones. And I think that Nas got like 1.5 albums that's classic. Stillmatic is it ain't a classic, but it's up there. But yeah, they was going crazy. They was going crazy. For a minute, I thought Jim was about to walk out and just said like, it was going up. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. We got memberships now, $1.99 a month. Shout out to the 3 members, Angela Reddick, John Paul, my son Dimitri. Love you. Shout out Aiden, Anthony, Harlow. Love y'all. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard soul,